there, X. What exactly are you doing? Oh, hi there, Mr. Makeever. I'm trying to measure the height of the school. May I ask why? Well, you know how the school got struck by lightning over the summer? Well, the people who are coming to do the repairs on the roof need to know exactly how tall it is so they can have the right equipment, you know, like the ladders and the cherry pickers and that stuff to get all the way up there on the roof to do so. And why are you the one that has to measure it? Well, do you remember the order of operations gang that was picking on me a few weeks ago? Yeah, I remember. Well, W, Y, Z, and I, myself, not the variable I, well, we met them behind the school last week and gave each one of them atomic wedgies. One of them even had to be hospitalized. So now I've got 2 weeks of detention, and this is what Mr. Sash told me I had to figure out before I could leave detention today. You know, he used to be a math teacher. So how exactly do you plan on measuring the height of the school with a single ruler? Well, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. You see, I was just going to measure the first floor's height and then, well, okay, I need your help again, Mr. Makeever. I'd be glad to help, X. You know, it's so funny that you were trying to figure out this exact thing on this exact day. My algebra class is learning an application of proportions tomorrow that uses a strategy to solve this very sort of a problem. How ironic is that? And really, all you need to do it is a basic understanding of proportions and a little knowledge of what a triangle looks like. Well, I do think I can at least spell proportion. P-R-O-P-O. Let's see, P-R... Oh, forget it. But triangles, well, they are my favorites. One of my friends, well, the variable W, we're kind of dating, she always tells me I am so triangle when I dance. I guess she thinks I have good moves or something. X, are you sure she doesn't tell you you're so square? Oh yeah, that's it. I like those too, squares. They're so symmetrical. Anyway, let's get back to the problem. How to determine the height of the school. Here's what we need to do. We need to measure one of our heights and then one of our shadows as well. Now, let me explain where this is going. Let's say we measure your height and you're 5 feet tall. Hey, you watch it, buddy. I'll have you know I'm a whopping 6 foot 4 inches. Sure you are. All right, back to the problem. So, if we were to measure your height and find out you're 5 feet tall, but when we measure your shadow, it's 10 feet long. The ratio of your height to your shadow's length is 1 to 2, because your shadow was twice as long as your height. So now, if we can measure the length of the school's shadow, and keep in mind that your shadow was twice as long as your height, then the school's height would be half of whatever the shadow was, because the length of the shadow is twice as long as the length of the object casting the shadow. Exactly. Good job. Boy, you're a great teacher, Mr. Makeever. Well, thanks, X. So let's go ahead and collect the 3 measurements we need, then we'll head back inside to do our calculations. I'm sweating like a negative number stuck under a square root radical out here. So do you think you know what we need to do? Yes, I think I do. We need to measure my height, measure the length of my shadow, measure the length of the school's shadow, and we also need to get you a towel to blot your forehead. Very funny, very funny. All right, let's get to work. Put your feet together and stand up straight. I'll measure your height first. All right, 76 inches. Write that down for me as your height. Got it, Mr. Makeever, 76 inches. Now we'll need to measure the length of my shadow. Exactly, let's see here. Got it, exactly 13 feet. Let's see, in inches, 13 times 12, that'd be 156 inches. Write that down. All right, so we've got my height, we've got the length of my shadow. What was the last piece again? Oh yeah, the length of the school shadow. That's right. All right, you go over there and hold this on the end of the shadow, and I'll stay over here against the base of the school so we can measure the length of the school's shadow. All right, Mr. Makeever, here I go. Good Lord, what an interesting fellow. Alright, X, it says 101 feet 6 inches. Let's see, that'd be 1,218 inches. Write that down and let's go inside and do the calculations. Alright, X, let's put together everything we found. Here's the school's height, what we are looking for. Here's its shadow, which we found was 1,218 inches. Here's you. And here's your shadow. We found your shadow was 156 inches. And we found your height was 76 inches. So we know your shadow's length. We know your height. We know the school's shadow length. What we don't know is the school's height. Let's call that X. Now, what we discussed before is that the ratio of your shadow compared to your height should be the same as the ratio of the school's shadow to the school's height. I mentioned that triangles were a part of this, and here is where they come into play. These two triangles, although this one is much larger, are similar triangles. So we can set up the ratio of this side to this side and make that equal to the ratio of this side to this side. Let's do just that. Just so we are sure to do this the same on both sides, let's agree that we'll put the height on top and the shadow on the bottom of our ratio. So, your height was 76 inches. Your shadow was 156 inches. Height over shadow. Make that ratio equal to the same thing over here. The height of the school is what we're looking for, X. The length of the school's shadow is 1,218. Your height, your shadow. The school's height, the school's shadow. Now, what we have is a proportion. Let's cross multiply 156 times X equals the product here. 76 times 1,218. This is 92,568 equals 156x. To solve for the height of the school, we now need to divide by 156. When we do that, what we get for x is 593.38. Let's convert that to feet by dividing it by 12, and what we will find is that x equals 49.4 feet. And the reason I divided by 12 is, remember, all of these measurements were in inches. So our answer here is in inches. To convert inches to feet, we divide by 12 because there are 12 inches in a foot. So our final answer is approximately 49.4 feet for the height of the school. Gee, you've saved the day for me again, Mr. Makeever. Thank you so much. Anytime, X. Hey, I've got to run though. I have hot yoga at 6, and based on the shadow of the school, I'd say it's already about 5:30. I'll see you tomorrow, man, and try to stay out of trouble. Will do, Mr. Makeever. Have fun at your hot toga party. I said hot yoga, X. It's a kind of... Oh, forget it. Adios, Professor.